Fight.
Hello everyone out there, YouTube land. Welcome back. Well, after a long weekend of not playing Mortal Kombat 11, I'm going to go back to it and try to go back to the tutorial mode. Well, not try, but I'm going to go back to the tutorial mode to see if I can finish it out. I don't really expect to, but you never know. Should always leave the possibility open to success, even if you don't realistically expect it. Great way to start, huh? What do we got here? Oh, that thing. Alright, so last time I went through most of building combos and advantage and pressure. Now the last one I'm gonna do is positioning and resources, and I might even get to some of these character lessons as well. They didn't go all the way with their using K there for characters. Maybe KH would look real dumb, but I don't know, I think that's a missed opportunity. Right? What do we got here? Zoning, fighting zoners, grounded neutral, anti-air, gauge management, fatal blow management. Alright. Let's give it a shot here. Ideally, I'd like to go back and do the sections of the earlier sections of the tutorial that I was not able to complete with a K. But realistically, there's a reason why I wasn't able to beat them, and that's because I wasn't able to. So I probably will end up going back and giving them at least some of them a try. I don't realistically expect to actually succeed there. Alright. Enough of this. Let's go to zoning. Pardon me a moment, I need to lower the volume on my speakers. Those jets flying overhead are a little bit loud. Zoning is a strategy of keeping the opponent at a specific range where you have the advantage. This limits your options and controls the pace of the match. Zoning typically involves keeping opponents at long range with projectile attacks. Focus of your zoning game will be your projectile special move. Lightning Bolt is a good attack for zoning since it travels at high speed and is safe on block at most ranges. Oops. The opponent must take an action like duck, block, or jump to deal with a projectile attack, preventing them from freely walking forward and helping you control the pace of the match. Learn to time your projectile attacks to fire them as quickly as possible, creating an obstacle course for your opponent to deal with. Alright. Several block projectiles can be more effective than a successful hit. Each block special move deals a meaningful amount of block damage and pushes the opponent back slightly. Alright. Most projectile attacks are high attacks, so your opponent can duck to avoid them without taking damage. If you throw projectiles too predictably, your opponent can easily duck and walk forward to evade your attacks and safely close distance. One of the reasons why, I guess that's a reason why I like playing as Liu Kang so much in the previous games, is because he could do a high and low variant of that attack. Just the timing and frequency of your projectiles as your opponent advances to make them more difficult to predict. Nope. Nope. I am screwing this one up completely, aren't I? There we go. Opponent can also evade projectiles by jumping over them. While this can be effective, it's also risky since they're committing to the jump for a period and can't block. There's no blocking in the air. Just the timing of lightning bolt to hit the opponent out of the air as they land. There we go. If you anticipate your opponent will commit to a jump, you can use an anti-air attack to hit them out of the air more easily. This can be risky if you guess wrong, because the opponent can advance more easily or hit you with their own attack. Okay. You need to maintain distance to keep your zone game going. Walking, jumping, or dashing backwards while throwing projectiles can be a good way to create space if you have plenty of room behind you. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? That's what the demo has to say. Seems like needlessly tight timing just to complete this, There we go. The space behind you is valuable, but is a valuable but limited resource when zoning. Retreat too frequently, you can put yourself in a corner where your opponent can easily close in. Here's the thing. I'm doing the actions, and yet for some reason it's demanding timing that doesn't seem necessary. Before you get close to the corner, look for opportunities to switch sides with your opponents, giving yourself more room to retreat. A combo can give you a safe opportunity to switch sides. Oh, great. Special move canceled. So let's take a look here. YX, special move down forward, Y, right bumper, and then down up. Alright, so... Okay, this is gonna be tricky. Yeah, that's not gonna count. Alright. See the demo. Okay, so it wants me to walk forward first. Okay. What's the timing on the right bumper? Looks like right before Scorpion lands on the ground. So yeah, it's basically a juggle at that point. Alright. Oh, I got it. When zoning, beware of all long-range tools available to your character, mixing a variety of attacks. That's coming from the game. I thought it was coming from outside. Beware. When zoning, beware of all long-range tools available to your character. Mixing a variety of attacks makes it more difficult for your opponent to evade without taking damage from his hits or blocking. Rain can knock down and push back his opponent by amplifying his lightning bolt, which is something I've not done in at least the campaign anyway. Knockdown is very effective when zoning since it prevents your opponent from moving for time, giving you a chance to create more space. Alright. It also seems to do a low version of the lightning bolt as well. Amplify lightning bolt for mid-attack that can't be evaded by ducking, even when blocked. Even when blocked, it causes good block damage, pushes the opponent back and has more block advantage to give you time or retreat or block. Alright. Lightning Strike is an attack that must be aimed to hit an opponent at different distances. While this attack does not cover the same horizontal space as a traditional projectile, it's a mid-attack that cannot be evaded by ducking. Oh, you hold it. That's odd. Many characters have attacks that are particularly effective at countering zoning, like Scorpion's Helport. Be careful of these types of attacks when throwing projectiles. Alright. Though effective against projectiles, Scorpion's Helport is unsafe on block, consistently blocking and punishing projectile countering attacks to scare your opponent into avoiding them. There we go. Another 1,000 coins. Fighting zoners. Right. Again, they're not going all the way with the C replacement with K, because they could have spelt both continue and cancel with a K. But whatever. Certain characters excel at long-range combat and zoning. These kinds of opponents will attempt to keep you at a distance, maintain an advantage, but you have several options to close the gap and gain the upper hand. While necessary at times, you want to minimize the number of projectile attacks that you block. Each block projectile deals a meaningful amount of block damage, pushes you back slightly, and keeps you at a distance. Several block projectiles can be just as effective as a successful hit. Instead of blocking, do your best to avoid your opponent's attack at range. Most projectile attacks are high attacks, which means you can safely duck without blocking to avoid them without taking any damage. Typically, your most reliable approach. I can't talk. Use your words. Typically, your most reliable way to approach a zoning opponent is to duck under the high projectile attacks, then patiently walk forward. And also jump over most projectiles, giving you an option to approach while attacking at the same time. Oops. Timing on that is tricky. Don't jump over projectiles too predictably, as you can't block while jumping. opponent can adjust the timing of the projectiles to hit you while you're landing, and some characters have air-prone projectiles that can easily hit a poorly timed jump. Watch for projectiles that are low or mid attacks that can't be ducked under. These must be blocked or evaded by jumping. Be aware of the weakness of your opponent's mid and low projectile attacks. Most cost gauge to perform. Have longer mid and low. Okay, now I get it. That's when they do both at the same time. And have longer startup recovery periods that make them risky to use frequency. Liu Kang's low fireball has a slower startup and longer recovery than his fireball, giving you more time to jump over the projectile and then duck. Alright. You can also use well-timed hop, which I'm definitely not capable of doing predictably, to evade a low projectile. You can't advance during a hop, but you'll recover earlier than a normal jump, giving you time to walk forward before the opponent starts their next attack. Alright. Some attacks, such as Sub-Zero Slide, will let you advance while ducking under high projectiles. While this attack is vulnerable if blocked, it can be effective if your opponent is using high projectiles too predictably. Oops. What? Once you're closed in on a zoning opponent, watch for opportunities to duck and punish your projectile with a far-reaching attack. Alright. Okay, come on, that totally counted. Okay, what does the demo have to say? What? That's the... What's going on here? Why is the demo failing at its own task? Huh. I feel like I'm doing this right. Did I break the demo mode? That's what it feels like. Can I, restart the current task? There we go. A jump-in attack can be a good option if the opponent commits to a projectile when too close. There we go. Most owners will try to retreat to maintain their ideal combat distance. You can use this to your advantage by slowly backing him into a corner. A corner opponent has no more room to back up and keep you at a distance. Alright. It's basically teaching me the opposite of the previous lesson. You inevitably take some hits from a zoning opponent. Do your best not to get frustrated when this happens, but play patiently, focusing on avoiding more damage and wait for opponents to move into range when you can fight back. If you're knocked down by a zoner, you can use forward get-up roll to regain some ground. You'll be invulnerable to all incoming attacks except throws during the beginning of the get-up. Alright. So left trigger is roll, and right trigger is block. Seems like the triggers are defensive buttons, and the bumpers are offensive. I think left bumper is grab, and right bumper is amplify. So yeah. Remember that you're briefly vulnerable at the end of a get-up roll. If the opponent predicts your roll, they can punish you for a well-timed attack. Two characters perform projectile attacks at the same time. They usually trade hits, and both characters take damage. These type of trades typically favor the character with the most health. Makes sense. You can use traits to your advantage if your character has a projectile that can start a combo after a trade. You may take some damage from an incoming projectile, but you'll deal significantly more damage to your opponent. This timing is going to be a pain. What? His attack gets off faster. Alright. Alright. Another lesson complete, another 1,000 coins. Grounded neutral. The neutral game describes scenarios where no player has an immediate advantage. Both players are free to attack, block, or move. Playing neutral game, your goal is to land successful attacks while avoiding your opponents, to put yourself in a situation where you have positional advantage or frame advantage. Knowing the ranges of your different attacks is very important in neutral situations. When the opponent is in a space that you can hit, it becomes more dangerous for them to take action because you can interrupt them with an attack at any moment. Use the threat of your attacks to limit your opponent's options when they are in range. You don't necessarily need a hit, since blocked attacks have frame advantage and can lead to pressure and an offensive advantage. The faster your attacks are, your faster attacks are more difficult for the opponent to react to and can interrupt their actions more easily, while longer range attacks can threaten and control more space in front of you. Okay, I'm doing this. I think I broke the demo. I think I broke the tutorial mode here. I can't move. I can't move. No, seriously, it's... Okay. Oops. So that's where that move went. It's no longer a special move, it's just a regular one. Interesting. Maybe Scorpion will be one of my characters I try out the training mode with. Your opponent will also attempt to control space by threatening you with their attacks. You will be more successful in the neutral game if you learn the range of your opponent's best mid and long range attacks. I'm observing it. Interesting, it's not advancing. So when I'm standing up, it hits me, but when I'm down, it hits me, but when I'm blocking, it doesn't even hit me. And I'm not trying to say something stupid here. I'm observing that the attack seems to be out of range when I'm blocking, but not when I'm not blocking. Regardless, it's not finishing. It's not continuing. I'm doing exactly what it's telling me to, and yet it's not registering as a success. What's the demo say? Wants me to time it? Okay. Alright. Character's furthest reaching attacks often move the character forward to cover more space. This can be very effective in neutral situations to close the gap for a combo or pressure, but it can be risky. This kind of attack misses entirely. A character's own roll to punish if they miss their attack in the neutral. Well, especially if their attack moves forward or has longer recovery. Stay just outside the range of the opponent's attack, punishing them during the recovery if they miss. There we go. Alright. The opponent will not move into range of the attack if he uses a stationary attack, but you can use a well-timed advancing attack to punish him if you're just outside of their range. Alright. That looked like it hurt. Some characters can use weapons to extend their attack range beyond their body. This kind of attack is effective at controlling space in neutral situations, since you can attack with less risk of getting hit by an opponent that may attack at the same time. It's even possible to hit the extended limbs of an opponent if you can anticipate when their attack, when timed correctly. This allows you to attack your attack to connect with an opponent that's standing well beyond the move's normal range. Ow. Your far-reaching attacks can threaten a significantly larger space if your if you punish your opponent after they miss with an advancing attack. Alright. Ah. There we go. Punish the opponent with during the recovery. Okay. Like that. There we go. In neutral play, you want to stay outside of the range of opponent's best attack while keeping the opponent inside the range of your best attack. You need to stay mobile to maintain your ideal spacing. When you're just within range of opponent's attack, you can walk backwards just as they strike to make them miss, giving you an opportunity to punish. There we go. Ow. Let's see what the demo has. Alright. Okay, what? There we go. There we go. You can't block and move at the same time. I guess that makes sense. Evading an attack instead of blocking can create opportunities to punish a miss, but when it comes with some risk as taking a hit. It comes with some risk of taking a hit if you misjudge your distance, timing, or which attack the opponent will perform. If you're confident that a nearby opponent will use a high attack in a neutral situation, you can evade by ducking and interrupt them with a ducking attack. Remember that you're still vulnerable to other types of attacks while ducking. Whack. Alright. If you're confident that a nearby opponent will use a low attack in a neutral situation, you can evade and counter attack with a hop attack. Hey, what? Tutorial complete. More coins. Anti-air. I think you build those out of the factory, right? Well, so far I seem to have an easier time today than the last one of these videos I did. Watch out for jumping attacks from the opponent. 1 second. Alright, watch out for jumping attacks from your opponent. An effective way to avoid many of your moves while advancing and attacking. They can be used to start an offensive combo on hit or block. Okay. The effective jump-ins are vulnerable to attacks since the character cannot block while jumping. Duh. Several of your moves are effective anti-air attacks which can reliably hit the opponent during the jump attack if correctly timed. This is interesting. Most characters can use down and Y as an effective anti-air attack because it hits an area above and in front of the character. Its fast startup gives you enough time to react and attack after you see the opponent jump. Oh yeah, that's the uppercut. I'm an idiot. Watch out for far-reaching jumping attacks that can cover a wide area, like a ball's blade punch. These types of attacks can be more difficult to counter with basic, A spelled counter with a K, with grounded basic attacks without getting hit. Experiment with other attacks that can be effective as anti-air, looking for attacks that hit above the character, have short startup frames, or have long active frames. I keep wanting to read that as flames. Oh, missed it. Missed it again. Missed it again. There we go. Some characters have anti-air projectiles that can cover wide area, and hit jumping characters from a distance. They usually have longer startups, so you have a harder time using them on reaction. You may have to anticipate when your opponent will jump. Okay. Too soon on that one. The upward angle of an anti-air projectile attack can leave you open to attacks from the ground, so be careful not to use them recklessly. One of the best ways to counter jumping is with your own jumping attack. Many characters have a jumping attack with fast startup and longer active frames, which makes them good for catching opponents that are jumping forward. Alright. Jumping attack with a forward jump can cover a wider area than an attack from an upward jump, but it'll be easier to hit if your opponent anticipates your jump and uses their own anti-air attack. Oops, wasn't ready. There we go. Some anti-airs can lead to a combo after a successful hit. Consistently punish your opponent's jump in with a combo to scare them into using this option less frequently. Alright. Nope. That was funny. Nope. The timing is off there. What's the demo mode have to say? Oh, I want to wait till I land. I guess that makes sense. Good job, guys. Okay, that's annoying. Whoa, what the heck was that? There we go. More of these. Hold up. Nope, wrong one. Okay, what does demo say? Yeah. The timing really is that tight, isn't it? I didn't do the right bumper. There we go. If a character performs a jumping attack and misses, they have a brief recovery period after they land, which they cannot move, attack, or block. Interesting. If your opponent performs a jumping attack from their maximum range, you can walk backwards to make them miss, then punish him as they recover after landing. That's not called avoiding the attack. There we go. Another lesson complete. Gauge management. Oops. Your gauge is a vital resource that you need to carefully manage when you're facing a skilled opponent. Even if you have less health than your opponent, your gauge can help you gain the upper hand when used effectively. The gauge will refill over time after it's been spent. Generally, spending gauge less frequently means you have more of your abilities available to you more often. Try to save your gauge for opponents for opportunities that will get you the most benefit. The offensive gauge is valuable for extending combos, but it's usually efficient to amplify only one special move per combo. Amplifying a second will add significantly less damage to combo than the first due to damage and gravity scaling. Alright, what does the demo mode have to say? Okay. Dagnammit. I can't seem to get that last one. There we go. While it can be less efficient to spend your entire offensive gauge in a single combo, it can be a good choice in cases where the additional damage is critical to win a round. Rapidly press A. I've not seen that one yet. Special move cancel. Alright. See what the demo mode has to say. Okay. There we go. I was just more or less tapping right bumper as an A at the same time there. Whatever, it counted. Most abilities only require half of your offensive gauge. Spending half to amplify a single special move when your gauge is full will not prevent you from using your other gauge abilities. Offensive gauge is useful for more than just extending combos. Some special moves can be amplified to make an attack safe on block or deal additional block damage that can be difficult or impossible for an opponent to avoid. XXY special move, and then... Alright. Alright. Get up attacks are valuable for turning the tables on an aggressive opponent when you've been knocked down. They cost half your offensive and defensive gauge, preventing breakaways but allowing other gauge abilities until it refills. Alright. Get up rolls are an alternative to get up attack. If you spent your offensive gauge but still have half your defensive gauge, you can punish an opponent even if they commit to a slower attack as you get up. Ah, dagnammit. I'm using X, Y, Y, down Y. Let's see what the demo mode has to say. So this is a rolling thing. Obviously. Okay. But okay, that... Seriously? I'm not getting this, am I? I'm pushing left trigger and right, but it's not doing anything. Alright, what's... I don't know, it's not cooperating. There we go. It's valuable to have gauge available even when you don't use it. The possibility of a get-up attack makes it risky for your opponent to attack you after a knockdown. If you don't have gauge, it's safe for your opponent to aggressively attack you as you get up. I guess it means it pays to keep... I guess that means you have to keep paying attention to your opponent's gauges, both of them. Block attacks are the most difficult to use gauge ability, since they require a flawless block. Great. And precisely timed inputs. When used correctly, they're highly effective at turning the tide of an opponent that's applying block pressure. Yeah, I'm gonna skip this. I'm not doing any perfect block stuff. Like, get up attacks, a block attack costs half of your offensive and defensive gauge, preventing breakaways but allowing other gauge abilities until refills. Until it refills. Possibility of a block attack makes it riskier for your opponent to apply block pressure. If you don't have gauge available when blocking, your opponent can attack more aggressively and keep you on the defense. Breakaway is your only ability that can get you out of a combo that's already started, but it'll cost half all of your defensive gauge. Your opponent's options will be limited for some time after breakaway, but you'll still be able to amplify special moves. The high cost of a breakaway means you should only use it when you'll avoid significant amount of damage. Alright. Alright. Fatal blow management. The last lesson, I believe, in this section. Your fatal blow is a powerful attack and it's only available to you when you're low on health, but it can't be used again for the entire match if it successfully hits. And that is a key term, because that's not only for the round, but it's for the whole match, but you can still use it if it fails to land. A successful hit from a fatal blow will cause very high damage, making it useful as a combo ender. Remember that damage scaling can significantly reduce the damage of a fatal blow after a long combo. Forward, Y, X, and then there we go. So you either want to use it on its own or with short combos. Since a fatal blow does not cost gauge, you can use it in the same combo as an amplified special move to deal significant damage. Oh, great. X, Y, back forward B, right bumper, A, cancel into... Nope. Ah, look at that thing in the background. Alright, what does the thing have to tell me? Alright. Does that count? Apparently not. Dagnammit. Dagnammit. Nope. cannot seem to land the kick after the amplified special move. Okay, that was closer, but still not quite. There we go. That got it. The Fatal Blow's armor makes it an effective and easy-to-use reversal attack that can interrupt an opponent's block pressure. Oh, right, you have to block them. Nope. There we go. That didn't count? This is going to make this training period take extra long, I'm guessing. There we go. Avoid using your Fatal Blow recklessly. If you spend your Fatal Blow during the first round of a match but lose that round, you'll be at a disadvantage in the second and third rounds. That's what I learned in the story mode. Tutorial complete. Alright. Now, that took about an hour. I'm going to take a look at some of the character-based stuff. See, we got some in advanced offense. No doubt that's the perfect block stuff. In fact, most of these things I skipped are related to the perfect block. Character tutorials build on concepts that are introduced in previous lessons. It's helpful to play the advanced and strategy tutorial first if you're having trouble understanding one of the some of the terminology used. I was about to say, is it not going to let me choose? Clear and present danger? What? So let's go with Scorpion.
Scorpion.
A constant fan favorite. He is on the cover after all. Scorpion is a great character to play if you're a beginner in Mortal Kombat. Okay. He has good mid-range attacks for controlling space in neutral situation, and his special moves are great for extending combos and punishing predictable opponents. Scorpion's Helport is a surprise attack that hits the opponent from behind. While it doesn't do much damage, it's great for punishing predictable slow projectile attacks. It's very unsafe on block, so don't use it recklessly. Alright. Amplify Helport to launch your opponent for a combo, letting you deal significantly more damage after a successful hit at the cost of your offensive gauge. Amplified Helport is unsafe on block. Nope. There we go. Helport can be used in mid-air to increase Scorpion's mobility. You can use this attack to counter with the K an opponent that's trying to hit you with an anti-air while you're jumping. Scorpion's spear hits, it'll knock down and switch sides with your opponent. Use this attack carefully as its longer recovery makes it vulnerable on miss or block, especially close-ups. Amplified Spear will stun your opponent long enough for you to perform a combo or follow up with a quick attack. Remember that you can't start a combo if the spear is interrupted by another projectile. So this is a change that hasn't really been commented on all that much, at least from the sources I watch. But this is basically the way Scorpion Spear has always operated until this game. But you have to expend meter in order to get it the way it has historically been. Otherwise, it'll just do what you saw before. Torment starts with a fast high attack that ends with a knockdown that keeps the opponent close. Each attack in this combo string is safe on block. Gut Slice is a mid-air attack that's great for controlling space in neutral situations. Most characters have a harder time punishing the attack with a damaging combo if it's blocked at its maximum range. Haunted is an advancing combo attack string that has 2 low attacks. Scorpion can special cancel after the second start an extended combo with a Gut Slice, so use the full string as a damage combo ender. Alright. Falling Ashes starts with a mid attack that's good with good range. And both attacks are safe on block. This attack can trigger a crushing blow that can be special cancelled if it interrupts an opponent's attack. If it interrupts. Dark Soul has a significant block advantage which can help you create frame traps. There's a large gap between the second and third attack when blocked, giving your opponent a chance to interrupt you with a fast attack. Kickflip is an overhead attack that has slow startup but is safe on block. On hit, it knocks down your opponent long enough to dash forward and pressure them with another attack as they get up. That would be that one. Rising Cut is a mid-air attack followed by an overhead attack. It's a mid-attack followed by an overhead attack that is unsafe on block. This attack has the best reach of Scorpion's basic attacks, making it great for punishing missed attacks at mid-range. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Soulless is Scorpion's only combo attack string that starts with a low attack. The last hit is unsafe on block, but it can be difficult to punish. Alright. Forward B, YA. That's it? Alright. Oh yeah, it tells me what I unlocked for completing each... Okay, I get it now. Alright. Alright, who do I want to go with next? Well, my other favorite character traditionally has been Liu Kang, so I guess I'll go there. That didn't take long. I might be able to get through a bunch of these today. I'll probably be streaming for about another hour. Liu Kang has fewer attacks that can threaten an opponent at mid-range, but has a variety of fast attacks that makes him dangerous close up. He also has effective long-range attacks thanks to his fast fireballs and flying dragon kick. Liu Kang's fireball is a high projectile with a very fast startup. This attack is usually safe on block at mid to long range, but can be evaded by ducking without blocking. Problem with me is I tend to hit either up or down on the D-pad accidentally when doing these back-forward motions. Liu Kang can amplify his fireball to throw 2 or more high projectiles, kind of like Shang Tsung, huh? This attack can catch an opponent that attempts to jump over the regular fireball. Looks like it threw 4 hits. Through 4 fireballs. Perform a fireball or jumping for a fast horizontal projectile that's great for controlling space and air. This attack can lead to a juggle combo if it hits an airborne opponent. Flying Dragon Kick is fast, advancing high attack with a quick startup, but it's easily punished if blocked. This can trigger a crushing blow if it interrupts an opponent's attack at maximum range. Amplify Dragon Kick to significantly increase the attack's damage after a successful hit. Ah, that's nice. Liu Kang's classic, they should have spelled that with a K, Bicycle Kick is an advancing high attack that's safe on block. This attack will always leave the opponent standing with a frame disadvantage on hit. Amplified Bicycle Kick after successful hit to add significant damage while carrying the opponent closer to the corner. This attack will put the opponent into a long knockdown. Alright, cool. Liu Kang can amplify Bicycle Kick a second time to further increase the attack distance and attack damage and corner carry. The second amplify will not add as many hits as the first. Conti Slam is a powerful high attack that can launch the opponent for a juggle combo. Use this attack cautiously as it can be evaded by ducking and is unsafe on block. Chinese Warrior begins with a mid-attack that has a very fast startup, and ends with a mid-attack that has block advantage. This combo can trigger a crushing blow if it interrupts an opponent's attack. Oops. There we go. This Will Hurt starts with an advancing low attack with good range, followed by a mid-attack that's safe on block. This combo attack can be easily hit confirmed into Bicycle Kick. Lost Soul starts with 2 hit advancing mid-attacks, followed by a low attack that's safe on block and knocks down on hit. Alright. Dark Orders begins with a very fast mid-attack that has a slight block advantage when used on its own. The last attack is a 2-hit mid that's safe on block. This combo attack can easily hit confirm into Bicycle Kick. Alright. We are just cruising along, aren't we? Dragon's Breath begins with a mid-attack that has a moderate startup in range, but the last hit can launch the opponent for a juggle combo. Each hit of this combo is unsafe on block. Forward A and then AAA. Okay, what does the demo have to say about this one? I had to hit it faster. Okay. And look, there's another character tutorial complete. Wish it brought me back to the character lessons page. Just a minor gripe, but still, it would be nice. I'm guessing the empty spot at the top is for Kronika, the main bad guy of this game. Spoiler if you didn't know that, I guess. I don't know. Alright, let us go to Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero's signature ice ball and slide give him answers to opponents that are attacking with projectiles at a distance. Up close, he can mix up overhead and low attacks that lead to a vortex of combos. I'm just imagining a vortex full of those combo snack things. The little pretzel rolls with the pizza stuff inside of it. I don't know. Slide has a very fast startup and can pass under high attacks, allowing Sub-Zero to punish opponents that are particularly weak with throwing projectiles. Remember that slide can be easily punished when blocked. Amplify slide to switch sides with your opponent and deal significantly more damage. An amplified slide can trigger crushing blow if it hits 3 times in a match. Alright. Alright. Ice Ball can freeze an opponent for combo follow-up, making it useful for attacking opponents at range or extended combos. Use Ice Ball carefully in neutral situations. Its slow start can leave Sub-Zero vulnerable. The classic uppercut. Axe Bash which is the name of my punk band. Axe Bash has excellent range, and it's unsafe on block, making it a powerful tool in neutral situations. This move is a high attack and so it can be evaded by ducking. The last hit of Frozen Over is difficult to punish. You can special cancel into the second hit in an Ice Ball to start an extended combo at mid-range. Alright. Double Axe Slam, which sounds like a breakfast dish at Denny's, is an overhead attack that has a fast startup, great range, and is safe on block. Special cancel into this Ice Ball to start an extended combo with an overhead attack. Follow Double Axe Slam with Final Draw for a simple damaging combo that is unsafe on block. This attack can trigger a crushing blow if it interrupts an opponent's attack. Alright. Frosty is a starting attack string that covers with fast... Let me try that again. Frosty is a combo attack string that starts with a fast advancing low attack, and every hit is safe on block. Sub-Zero can special cancel an Ice Ball after the second hit for an extended combo. Rising Axe is a good range, covers a wide area, and is safe on block. This attack can lead to a juggle combo, especially in the corner. Right. Ooh, I like that. Continue, they spell continue for K. Rising Axe into Unchained for an advancing attack that is difficult to punish. Brutal Kick is a mid-attack that starts with a run, giving this attack fantastic range. This attack has frame advantage on block and will knock the opponent back on hit. Okay. Cryosphere. I guess it's good that these are short because it gives you an opportunity to actually complete all of them in a reasonable time frame. Alright, let us go to... Let's try Kung Lao. He might actually be my favorite character, not necessarily to play as, but my favorite character, like the way he looks and the way he is, I guess. At least since MK5, also known as Deadly Alliance. I think I played him and Scorpion the most in that game. I should get that game again. Well, if I do, I don't know if I want to get it for the original Xbox or the PS2. The original Xbox controller is not great for fighting games, but it's going to look better than the PS2 version. I don't know, since those games are probably cheap enough, I might be able to get both of them for a reasonable price. Kung Lao does not have the strongest overhead low mix-up, but he makes up for it with high mobility. Kung Lao's dive kick and teleport let him quickly close in on an opponent when they make a mistake. Kung Lao's hat toss is a projectile that is safe on block if it connects outside of close range. Spin is a mid-range attack that's unsafe on block, but can launch the opponent for a juggle combo on hit. Spin is great for extending combos, but is also useful as an anti-air because it has long active frames. Oops. Amplifies spin after a hit or miss to add additional hits and significantly extend the range of the attack. Amplified spin is unsafe on block, but it will launch for a juggle combo. Alright. Shaolin Drop is an advancing mega attack that is performed while Kung Lao is jumping. This attack has extremely fast startup and quick recovery on miss, but it's easily punished if blocked. Oh. Amplify Shaolin Drop to add a damaging follow-up attack. This attack will trigger Crushing Blow if Shaolin Drop hits twice in a row. Alright. Kung Lao can teleport to position himself behind the opponent. We can follow up with several attacks. Perform Hat Swipe after a teleport for a quick high damage with frame advantage on block. Hat Swipe can lead to a jump-in style combo if it's performed just before Kung Lao lands. Shaolin Slam is a throw that can hit opponents that are trying to block Kung Lao's other teleport attack. This attack can be evaded by ducking without blocking. So he throws his hat, and that allows him to teleport. Wu-Tang is a mid-attack with slower startup that's safe on block. This can hit opponents that are trying to duck under Kung Lao's other teleport attack. Alright. Heel Flip is a fast overhead attack that can hit opponents that are trying to duck under Kung Lao's other teleport attacks. This attack is unsafe on block, but it can be difficult to punish. Kung Lao can amplify to delay his teleport and stay underground, which can be used to evade and punish opponents' attacks. Alright. Twin Kicks is a two-hit advancing mid-attack that's safe on block. This attack will put the opponent into a close knockdown that can lead to get-up pressure or can be hit confirmed into a spin to start a combo. Monk Dunk begins with a mid-attack that's with a quick startup, followed by a second mid that puts the opponent into knockdown. This combo can be difficult to punish on block. Use Deadly Path to substitute the last hit of Monk Dunk for a longer combo that deals more damage but is unsafe on block. Alright. Flowing Water starts with advancing mid-attack that's good for punishing missed attacks, but every hit of the combo attack is unsafe on block. Substitute the last attack with a spin for extended combo. Alright. Iron Broom starts with advancing low attack. This combo ends with a low attack that's safe on block, but there's a large gap before the final hit that will allow the opponent to interrupt Kung Lao with a fast attack. Alright. The second attack in Kang Tang is a 2-hit high attack with a great range that's good for controlling space. The third attack is a multi-hit mid with frame advantage. The final hit of this combo can be easily hit confirmed or replaced with spin. YXY XYB. Okay. Not sure how much I don't know if I'd ever actually use that in an actual fight except by accident. Modest Monk. Alright, I guess I'll go with Raiden. For my time playing the campaign with him, he seemed to be a pretty effective character. Much better than in previous games, anyway. Raiden has a mix of fast attacks and projectiles that can threaten an opponent at mid and long range. His attacks are great at punishing an opponent for missing an attack even when they're at a distance. Lightning Bolt has a slower startup time than most projectiles, but it travels at a very high speed once fired. This attack is generally safe if it's blocked at mid to long range. Amplify Lightning Bolt to fire a second mid projectile that is safe on block at any range. This attack is effective at dealing block damage or catching an opponent that's ducked with the first Lightning Bolt off guard. Yep. Summon Lightning is a projectile that travels towards Raiden from the sky, pushing airborne opponents in at close range. If Raiden is close enough when this attack hits an airborne opponent, he'll catch him out of the air to do additional damage. Alright. Lightning Strike is a mid-attack that can be aimed to hit an opponent at different distances. This attack's longer recovery makes it risky if used too frequently. Let's see, Electric Fly is a fast-moving attack that can be used on the ground or in the air to catch unsuspecting opponents and carry them into the corner. Use this attack wisely as you're vulnerable if it's blocked. Ah, that one. Raiden can delay the start of Electric Fly by holding A, giving him more control to unleash his fast-moving attack at the perfect time for interrupting an opponent's attack. It's not much of a delay, but okay. While delaying I almost called that Electric Fry, which sounds very dangerous. While delaying Electric Fly, you can cancel the attack if you think your opponent will block. Canceling Electric Fly will cost your entire defensive gauge, so use it carefully. That seems like a type of move that is way too high level for my knowledge. But you never know. Hammer Fist is a 2-hit overhead attack that can be easily punished if blocked. If this attack hits the opponent 2 times in a row, it will cause a crushing blow that can lead to a devastating juggle combo. The first hit of Power Discharge is a fast advancing mid-attack. Continuing to combo attack string will leave Raiden vulnerable to punish if blocked. Alright. The first hit of Massive Destruction is another fast, advancing mid-attack. The second hit is a mid-attack that is safe on block. This combo attack leads to a long knockdown on hit, giving Raiden time to apply pressure as the opponent gets up. Overload is a difficult to punish block for most characters. The last hit can launch the opponent for an extended juggle combo if the opponent is in the corner. Might of Mordilis is safe on block and begins with an advancing low attack. Raiden can hit confirm into the second hit into Electric Fly to safely carry the opponent towards the corner. Alright. Alright. Raiden's Heavy Storm has fantastic range, is safe on block, and can be special cancelled. This attack has high attack and can be evaded by ducking. When they're not showing all of his special moves. In fact, I don't think they're showing all of any of the characters' special moves. Thunder Knee has similar range and start up to Heavy Storm, but it's unsafe on block. This is a mid-attack, which can be used to catch opponents that are ducking but not blocking to evade Heavy Storm and Lightning Bolt. Alright. At this rate, it seems unlikely I'll be able to finish all of these today, but you never know. Alright. Who do I want to go with next? Let's try... Oh yeah, Katana.
Katana.
Hers seems to be shorter. Katana's quick fan toss makes her dangerous at long range, but she can also perform damaging juggle combos if her opponents get too close. If her opponent gets too close, Katana has a powerful airborne attack that makes it very risky for opponents to jump. Fan toss is a high projectile for fast startup and recovery. It's possible to continue a juggle combo after a fan toss hits an airborne opponent. Amplify fan toss to throw additional mid-projectiles that can knock the opponent down the opponent. This attack is vulnerable to punish on block or a miss. Alright. Katana can use fan toss during a jump for horizontal projectiles. That's great for controlling space in the air. It's possible to continue juggle combo after this attack hits on an airborne opponent. Alright. Square Wave is an advancing airborne attack that's great for catching a jumping opponent off guard. Katana can perform a Square Wave during a hop to hit grounded opponents, but it's unsafe on block. Amplify Square Wave after a successful hit to add a damaging follow-up attack. Alright. Sort of a teleport thing there. Fan Lift is a close-range mid-attack with a slower startup. This attack is unsafe on block, but it can start or extend the juggle combo without using gauge. Quick Execution is a close-range high attack that's unsafe on block, but useful as damaging combo ender. Quick Execution can trigger a crushing blow if it ends a long enough combo. Alright. Dark Deception starts with an advancing mid-attack. that ends with a palm strike that will knock the opponent back on hit. This combo is safe on block and can trigger a crushing blow if it interrupts an opponent's attack. Alright. Follow the Leader begins with an advancing mid and ends with an overhead attack that's difficult to punish. Alright. Eternal Damnation starts with an advancing low attack, but the last hit is unsafe on block. Special cancel the last hit into fan toss when the opponent is in the corner to start a juggle. Royal Hand is an advancing mid attack with excellent range that's safe on block. Katana can continue with a K, Royal Hand, into a Royal Welcome for a damaging combo that has low and overhead attack, but every hit is unsafe on block, and the last hit will trigger a crushing blow if it hits on its own. Alright. Alright. Oblivion. That's basically the last of the characters I really wanted to get done. So let's see what other characters I can do that might be interesting. How about Baraka? Unless I'm mistaken, I think he was introduced in MK2. In fact, I'm not mistaken. That's when he was introduced. Baraka has a variety of mid-range attacks with surprisingly fast startup that can mix up the opponent or control the space in front of him during neutral play. Blade Spark is a high projectile with a fast startup that becomes safe on block if he connects when the opponent is further than the close range. Amplified Blade Spark to fire a second mid projectile. You can add extra block damage in a combo string if the opponent is pushed back far enough to make this attack safe on block. Alright. Baraka's Chop Chop is a close mid-range that can be extended by rapidly pressing A to increase its damage. This attack is a great combo ender, but it's vulnerable to punish on block or miss. Baraka can amplify to further extend Chop Chop, increasing the attack's already high damage. Baraka can then amplify Chop Chop a second time to extend the attack even longer, but will add much less damage than the first amplify. Basically tapping both A and right bumper at the same time. I'm ignoring the short pause there. War Banner increases the damage of all of Baraka's attacks for a short time. A successful hit from Baraka's fatal blow will also plant the War Banner, providing the same bonus damage. Alright. Interesting. Outworld Bash, which is another Denny's breakfast item, starts with a quick high attack that ends with an overhead that is safe on block. This combo attack string interrupts an opponent during attack. It will trigger a crushing blow that will launch for a combo. Alright. Alright. Blade Swipe has a very fast startup for an attack with its range. While this attack is safe on block, it's a high attack that can be evaded by ducking. I would expect that to be back and Y. Continue Blade Swipe in the Bloody Mess for a combo attack string that covers more ground. Bloody Mess is safe on block and can put the opponent into a long knockdown on hit. Leg Chop is a low attack with great range, quick startup, and recovery. It's safe on block, uses attack to keep mobile opponents in check. The first hit of Cutting Loose is a low attack with a decent range and speed. The last hit of this combo string is safe on block in most situations. I wonder what situation in which it's not safe on block. Lunging Blades is a slower overhead attack, but it has fantastic range and is safe on block. Uses attack to keep ducking opponents on their toes when expecting one of your faster low attacks. Alright. I guess that's back and wide. Knee Lunge is an advancing mid-attack with quick startup and great range that's safe on block. Getting a sense that Baraka is all about being safe on block. Continue Knee Lunge into Doom Kicks to quickly extend the attack's range with a mid-attack that's difficult to punish. This combo attack can trigger a crushing blow if it interrupts the opponent's attack. Alright. Nice and easy. Kinda looks like Goro there, doesn't he? Just about the extra arms. Alright, where do we want to go next? I wish it had placed a little check mark over these tutorials that I've completed. That would be nice. Interesting, Smoke's not here. Who else is missing from this lineup? Ermac? Shang Shun and Quan Chi aren't here, obviously. Who else is missing? Obviously, some of the MK5 characters like Bo Raicho. There's no Kenshi. Nighthawk? He's not here. Let's try Johnny Cage. They're also not bothering to go into each character's fatal blow attacks, because at the end of the day, it kind of doesn't matter what they look like. Johnny Cage is a well-rounded fighter that can apply pressure and start juggle combos if he can get in close. Many of Cage's best moves are high attacks, but he has ways to catch an opponent that tries to evade these attacks with a duck. A quacking animal. Right. Cage's classic Shadow Kick is an advancing high kick with great range and a fast startup. Don't use this attack too predictably, as the opponent can duck and uppercut with a Shadow Kick for an easy crushing blow. Cage's Straight Force Ball is a quick high projectile that's usually safe on block outside of very close range. Amplifies Straight Force Ball to throw a second high projectile that has frame advantage on block. This attack is good for dealing block damage, but can be easily evaded by ducking. Nut Punch is a disrespectful close range attack that is unsafe on block. Cage can special cancel a Nut Punch and a juggle combo with frame opportunity against a standing opponent, creating a frame trap opportunity. It's also one of the few that is back down. Amplify Nut Punch after a successful hit to launch your opponent for a juggling combo. Flippy Kick is an anti-air attack that's very fast startup, but it's unsafe on block. Axe Kid is a mid-attack that is safe on block, but launches for a juggle combo on hit. This attack is great for starting a damaging, punishing combo punish combo after blocking an unsafe attack. Fist in the Pulse starts with a fast high attack. The last hit is a high attack that has significant frame advantage on block. The opponent blocks his second attack, they will not be able to evade the third by ducking. The last hit of Pulse credits can be special cancelled for a combo. This combo attack is difficult to punish and block and can hit an opponent that's trying to duck under the last high attack or fix him pulsed. The gist of my fist starts with a quick advancing high attack. The last hit is safe on block and knocks down on hits. Making headlines is a damaging combo attack that starts with an advancing low attack. This combo attack can be difficult to punish if blocked. Alright, this is probably the last one of this. Up plus A and B. There we go. Nope, I guess I was wrong. The first attack in kind of a big deal is an advancing high attack with great range. The second attack is a 3-hit mid that is safe on block. Cage can easily hit confirm the last into cancel. Last attack will cancel into a special move. Alright. What does the demo mode have to say? Okay, that... This one seems hard. Nah. Okay. Not sure why that worked and the other times it didn't, but whatever. Tearjerker starts with an advancing mid attack that with great range. The second hit is a high with significant frame advantage on block, but a slower start that gives your opponent enough time to attack between hits. Wingman ends with a mid attack that is safe on block. This combo can hit an opponent that is trying to duck under the last attack in Tearjerker. Alright. Rollerblader. Or unless it's a roller bladder, which doesn't make any sense. Where should I go next? This also doesn't have all the new characters introduced in MKX. Like Kenshi's son. And I think there's another character too. Oh well. Where should I go? I think I'll just do one more for today. So in that case, let's go with Cabal. Cabal's Buzzsaws and Nomad Dash making him a constant threat at long range, while his sword, hook sword attacks let him control space and punish makes mistakes in neutral play. While signature Nomad Dash is a high-speed attack that stuns the opponent for an extended combo, both neutral or from a special cancel. This attack is vulnerable to punish if blocked, so use it cautiously. Alright. High Buzzsaw is a projectile that is safe on block at most ranges. This attack will knock down on hit, giving Cabal significant frame advantage to reposition or set up another attack. Oops. Amplify Buzzsaw to make this attack safe on block or briefly juggle the opponent on hit. Cabal can combo this attack into Nomad Dash at long range. Alright. You have to do it right when it hits. Now, what does the demo want to say? There we go. Got the timing off. Cabal can throw a buzzsaw in the air, in mid-air for a mid-projectile that travels downward towards the ground. This can use his attack to control space or cover your retreat while jumping backwards. Amplify a mid-air buzzsaw to land faster, significantly reducing the recovery of the attack. Alright. Hook Slam is a side-switching mid-attack that is unsafe on block. If Hook Slam interrupts an opponent's attack, it will trigger a crushing blow that can lead to a damaging juggle combo. Swinging Hooks is an advancing mid-attack that leads to a knockdown on hit. Cabal will have frame advantage if this attack is blocked. Sweeping Hooks is a low attack with a quick startup and has great range. While it's unsafe on block, it can be difficult for most characters to punch the attack if it's blocked at its maximum range. Hook Swipe has fantastic range for a fast low attack that is safe on block. You can use this attack to poke at your opponents while ducking under high attacks and projectiles. Maimed and Mangled starts with a quick mid attack that ends with an overhead that is safe on block. If Cabal equips an ability that gives him a low special move, he can create a mix-up by special canceling and after the second attack of the string. Equip ability that gives him a low special. Alright. The first attack in Extermination Squad is a mid with great range. The second attack is an overhead that can be special cancelled in a Nomad for an extended combo. The third attack is safe on block. Alright. Left 4 Dead starts with 4 characters. Left 4 Dead starts with a very fast mid-range mid attack followed by an overhead attack that is safe on block. If this combo attack hits, it will knock the opponent back to a long range. Alright, look at that. I completed Cabal's thing. I think I should do one more. Someone I want to try. I guess I'll do just one more. Let's try Jax. He seemed interesting when I played him in the story. Besides, it's not quite 2 hours yet, but I bet it will be after this. Jax is a devastating grappling brawler if he can get in close to his opponent, especially if he can gain offensive momentum to build his arm heat. He also has access to powerful long-range attacks like his Thumper and Ground Pound. Jack's classic Ground Pound is an unblockable attack that can hit an opponent at any range. This attack has slower startup and can be evaded by jumping. Amplify Ground Pound for a second unblockable long-range attack that can be difficult to evade by jumping. Alright. Thumper, I forgot about that in the story mode. Thumper fires an arcing mid-projectile that knocks on hit, but has longer recovery. This attack cannot be evaded by ducking at mid-range, but can be evaded by jumping. Hold up during the start up of Thumper to fire a projectile of a higher arc that is effective at hitting jumping opponents. This can be evaded by ducking. Alright. Jack's metal arms will heat up every time he hits an opponent for the punch. If he builds up enough heat, his punch and grapple attacks will deal additional damage. Jack's arm will slowly cool off if he does not land additional punches. Alright. Gotcha Grab is a close-range mid-attack that is unsafe on block, but great for ending combos. If Jack's successful hits with Gotcha Grab, he will have an opportunity to hit the opponent with a series of follow-up attacks. Jack's can use Ground Pound to quickly punch the opponent during Gotcha Grab repeatedly with a Pound Town to deal significant damage, and got it. Alright. Gutbuster lets Jax carry his opponent towards the corner while punching him in the gut. Okay, that's pretty self-descriptive. During a Gotcha Grab, Gutbuster can be repeated but not as many times as the Pound Town. Laydown will perform a slam that will switch sides to the opponent without ending Gotcha Grab. This attack can be combined with other Gotcha Grab attacks to deal additional damage or move the opponent towards the nearest corner. Alright. Seems a little more forgiving with the timing as well. As I swore I screwed that up there, but no, it worked. Get out of my face will end a Gotcha Grab early, dealing less damage but throwing an opponent further away. If Jack throws the opponent into a nearby corner, they will bounce back and remain standing with frame disadvantage. Alright. Stiff Arm is a 2-hit advancing mid-attack with quick startup that is difficult to punish on block. The second hit can trigger a crushing blow if it hits by itself while interrupting an opponent's attack. Amplify Stiff Arm to replace a second hit with a damaging throw attack that can hit a blocking opponent. This attack will miss if the opponent blocks the first hit of Stiff Arm. Jax can use heat missiles to spend a portion of his arm heat to fire a high projectile with fast startup. This attack is safe on block at most range. Jax can perform a double heat to fire a second projectile if he has additional heat to spend. Alright. Heating up Jax builds a small amount of arm heat without needing to hit the opponent. Jax can use this move to maintain his heat levels if an opponent is trying to stay outside the range of his punches and grabs. Alright. Jax can amplify heating up again to gain significantly more heat. Something to do if your opponent is far away, I guess. In exchange for half of his offensive gauge, Jax will gain enough heat to increase his punch and grab damage. Alright. Breakdown starts with a quick advancing mid-attack followed by an overhead that is difficult to punish on block. This attack will the opponent into a close knockdown and hit, creating an opportunity to apply get-up pressure. Jax can use one back down to substitute the overhead and breakdown with a low attack, creating a mix-up that is difficult to react to. This combo can be easily punished on block. They should put that in Legend of Zelda red font. First attack in Sleep Bitch is a slower, lower attack with good range. The last attack is a side-swiping mid attack that is unsafe on block. That looked painful. Head Slammer is a very fast overhead attack with limited range. This attack is difficult for the opponent to react to, but it is unsafe on block. Tap back. Alright. Jax can delay the start of Head Slammer to significantly increase the attack's range and put the opponent into longer knockdown on hit. If the attack is delayed long enough, it can trigger Crushing Blow. Alright. Gurney is an advancing mid attack that's safe on block. Follow up with Get Outta Here, which is the opposite of Get Over Here. For a follow-up punch attack that knocks down the opponent and gives Jax significant frame advantage on hit. Alright. Well, I think that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. I appreciate anyone who watches my streams and my videos. Just as a quick reminder, I do a retro stream on Monday night, and I do a 4K and or HDR sample upload on Friday, although I missed last Friday's due to other things going on. Tonight, I should be doing an interesting little retro stream tonight. I'm going to be streaming the first 3 Tony Hawk's Pro Skater games. I'm going to be streaming Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 for the PlayStation, being played on my PS2. And I'm going to be streaming Tony Hawk 2X and 3 for the original Xbox. Both of them on an original Xbox. I'm not doing the usual playing them on the 360 thing tonight because I want to play it with original hardware. And in all 3 cases, they will be played running through the open source scan converter. And yeah, I should be starting that stream at 8 o'clock tonight, Eastern Standard Time. So I guess go on the internet and search up when that is in your time frame if you were interested in watching that. But yeah, look forward to that. In the meantime, thank you for watching. This has been Mortal Kombat 11. With the exception of the few tutorial things I could not do, could spelled with a K, I think I've enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed the story mode. I highly recommend you buy this game if you have any interest in fighting games at all, or any interest in Mortal Kombat at all. Yeah, give it a try. I think you'll like it. It's a good game. And in the meantime, take it easy.